You know what? Swearing is a sign of intelligence, so you.
Who is that corroborated by the way? Like,
Kai,
Gandhi.
give me your resources, mate. Show me.
I don't.
Gandhi.
Yeah, Gandhi.
show us the facts, bro.
Gandhi? Yeah, true. Gandhi said that one time.
Welcome back to another episode of The Couch Project. Today, the boys touch on the effects of porn. The topic ranges from addiction, positive and negative, and the mental health effects it can have on people. I still haven't been paid. Help, Greg.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Couch Project. Today, boys and girls, we're going to be talking about porn. Yeah,
I
love
simply-
porn.
Right, same.
Just before we get into this episode, we're just going to acknowledge that we're all white, young males.
This is
What
like
do you
the
mean?
white acknowledgement of country.
And we've done a little bit of research, but not too much. But this is just the perspective of...
Yeah, we
And
just
the
wanted to
effects
share
of-
our perspective on this massive global pandemic, which is sex and pussy. And butthole.
Okay, first can we establish that porn is very different to sex, buttholes, and everything else?
What else is it,
It's
Kai?
That's probably a good point to start
Yeah.
from.
It is.
it's very.
Anyway,
different.
sorry, let me do a quick introduction before you start, Kai.
And nipple clamps.
Welcome back to The Couch. Your hosts, Hayden, Ethan, Lachlan, and Kai. Tom is not here today. He's
Yes.
working. And we have a guest today. Welcome, Josh.
Hello. Hello.
Josh is one of our mates. He's fill-in. He's sub for Tom. Welcome. For Tom.
His new
something
band.
Also-
You're plus one.
Are you
Something,
white?
coach.
I thought you. Are you white? I can't remember. Are you white?
I am half Filipino.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh, he's
and
pretty
then
much white.
half
It's all right.
white.
He's pretty much white. It's
No, he's pretty much
You know
right.
what?
I'm like
Filipinos,
spicy white.
You white baby. If you ever thought you weren't white, Filipinos, we got you, baby.
Yeah, look, most Filipinos not so white, but growing up in Australia and, being half makes me pretty much white.
True.
Except when
good.
it doesn't matter.
Anyway, so I've got the icebreakers for today. So, Josh, usually we do Would You Rathers, or just sometimes we do interesting facts, but this week I'm going to do Would You Rathers. So, guys, we'll go around and take turns. Would you rather go without shampoo for the rest of your life, or without toothpaste for the rest of your life?
Shampoo in a heartbeat.
Gosh, toothpaste. I mean, shampoo. Sorry, shampoo.
Look,
Go without shampoo.
I've got a weird. As in, pretty much go without shampoo because I've got a weird thing about my teeth, and if my teeth ain't clean, I'd be like.
This is so hard for me because I
because-
wash my hair every day.
There's an
I also brush my
argument
teeth
that
every day.
if
You know how it is to wash your hair every day, by the way.
DOS, it just
That's perfect.
say shampoo. That's the right
No.
answer. That is the
Dawson, you're going to go
Like,
without toothpaste?
I actually can't sleep
No, I don't think
really well without brushing my teeth.
I feel like you
Like, it
just
makes me feel...
ruin your teeth.
So you're going to have teeth, DOS.
Bro,
You
what
realise
do you mean?
No,
what do you
I'm not.
mean, boys? Tom can never brush his teeth. They're perfect.
Yeah.
The dentist, no problems. It's all
that? 9
good.
out of 10 dentists.
Don't shit on Tom. He's not here to defend himself.
No,
Leave the point in
I'll edit in his voice. I'll do a response.
Alrighty. I would also pick toothpaste because, well, I don't have too much hair to wash, so
Dude, oral hygiene.
very important. The second one is, would you rather have the ability to travel back and forward in time, or would you rather have the ability to teleport?
Teleport.
Teleport.
First of all,
Yeah.
I just before that's even an issue, I'd like how the would the fucking time travel dynamic work? That's another whole.
You're giving too much thought
I
into
know,
it, mate.
I know.
Just-
I wouldn't do it anyway.
Just,
But I'm just saying.
Alrighty.
you're getting very
You're a bit
get so passionate
energetic,
about
Kai, aren't you? Yeah.
I would.
You don't need to
How the
emphasize.
would that work, dude?
Someone's also excited for our episode today. That's good.
I'm so
I would also
scared, guys.
choose teleport.
I'm sorry.
And for the third and final question, would you always rather hit a red light for the rest of your life, or always have slow internet after 5 p.m?
Fucking red light, baby,
always
all the
hit
way.
a red light. Yeah.
Nah, I do
Mate,
after
I'll
5 p.m.
I'll move to Grafton. They have one set of lights.
Dos,
One set of lights, baby.
Dos, you're a paramedic, aren't you, mate? You know, red lights don't really affect you, no?
Yeah, but do you know how red lights annoy me to no end? Like, that would just literally...
Slow internet after 5 p.m. will
The slow
No, but then you can just
Yeah, me too.
organise... No, you can just organise to just use it
No,
before
Hey,
5
you
p.m.
do
then just
realise
stop using it.
everyone else uses it after 5, so then you'd be that useless motherfucker that has no friends to play with.
I don't need friends.
Oh, you don't need
Rightio.
friends.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
fair enough.
I'm a solo gamer now.
True. Okay, well, that's us for icebreakers. Dos, take it away. What's our first topic?
Our topic today, in general, is porn.
So he does.
And what the effects of porn. So I wanted to bring up... So what are the issues with porn in today's society?
And what are the good things about porn?
There's not much good.
I think there's a few good.
Okay, let's take it away. Let's talk about what has personally affected us thus far with porn in society. And I think education is a big point of where myself and others in this room has learnt sexual health
Rooms.
from porn.
Like,
we're on the
where to
couch,
put it?
boys.
Does school teach you where to put it? Like what? There's like 6 different holes.
Not gonna
in it?
lie, I'm
There's-
pretty sure I actually did have in year 6. We went after school, and they actually did teach us about sex.
Really? You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I somehow went through a different lot of schools. Okay, so I went through a bunch of different schools, and I somehow missed every sex education class because of moving. And so the only experience I had with sex education in school was Healthy Harold, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I missed
and
that boy.
And he gets.
Oh,
pussy,
he gets some.
He's on the drugs,
You know,
bro.
it's
He
actually
takes...
really sad. They don't fucking do it anymore.
Yeah, I know. Dude, this
Yeah.
generation is missing
kinda
out, let
sus.
me tell you.
Guys, bro. They want.
Why do you keep saying the word Kai? What is wrong with you? You have an addiction to saying every sentence. Can help you, bar.
Look, I'm sorry.
He's passionate. He's
I'm
passionate.
sorry. You know what? Swearing is a sign of intelligence. So you.
Who is that corroborated by the way? Like,
Kai,
Gandhi.
give me your resources, mate. Show me.
I don't.
Gandhi.
yeah.
Yeah, Gandhi.
Show us the facts, bro.
Gandhi? Yeah, true. Gandhi said that one time.
Okay,
You know what
we're
happened to Gandhi?
okay. So, talking back on the points of education. So, good things about porn that it exposes you to. I don't know. It exposes you to that world.
Does
However,
it
this can
expose it
cause-
to you correctly though?
No,
Yeah, that's definitely better ways to do it.
It's a
but I
very
think-
sheltered education
It's-
for sex.
Look,
It's like teaching kids about sex, but they don't want them to have sex, so they're very sheltered about it. Very.
I feel like there's definitely better ways, but
Yeah.
most likely people learnt about sex through porn.
they do.
Yeah, and their own discovery. Yeah, but is that is
okay.
that okay?
Okay, boys, before we go on, when was the first time you guys watched porn? What age? Ethan?
First of all, is it watch porn or jerk off to porn?
No, watch. Just being exposed to explicit content.
Well, I've been.
Watch.
Oh, year seven then.
Look, old boys school, I was fucking forced to. So there was on my bus. I was fucking scared to go on the bus because they're bro. People would literally, bro, look, I don't know, like you 10.
Kyle, okay, slow down. Tell your story, mate. What happened?
Okay,
He's got
Explain to us.
PTSD.
like older kids, year 10, year 11, whatever, they'd fucking be like, fucking pick on the year 7s on my bus and fucking like go, oh, look at this porn and fucking like force you to watch it.
Every second word you say is f***ing, bro. What? Can you explain a story without saying the word f***? That's a challenge. Let's go.
Okay. Well, when I'm not sad, I swear a lot.
Good thing, mate. Swear all you want. Be you.
Be me.
Be you, mate. So they made you watch people.
Yeah, I didn't watch it because at the time I thought it was degrading. And probably thought it was degrading until
You're an innocent young plum.
Yeah, I probably thought it was what's her name until
Is it because your education that you thought it was degrading to women?
No,
I think
because his hormones didn't fucking pump into
no,
him.
I think it's honestly just because I don't know. I have no idea. I guess, but no one really told me that it was degrading.
So you weren't a fan of it?
It's not to say I wasn't a fan of it. It's just I guess I wasn't a fan of it. Yep. Oh.
Okay. Josh, when was the first time you watched porn?
I was in
Also-
year 7. I was in year 7.
Yeah, I was also in year 7. Year 7 seems to be the magical year of...
So that's 13 for people
Yeah.
who don't know what year 7 is.
When was the first time you boys masturbated?
Well, okay. Just skip me.
Also
Yeah,
year 7.
also, ironically, year 7 as well.
I definitely did it when I was 12. I think.
You think?
I'm pretty sure. Well, I'm pretty sure I remember because we were doing foster care this time, like respite care at people over the weekend, and then like one of the respite kids showed me porn, and he was like a bit older, but like 4 years older than me, and showed me. I was like, "What the is that?"
Kicked up you.
True, I remember that. Yeah. Yes. He was very into pornography.
Okay, so is this goods and bads of porns? Education could be better. Like, there could be a better way to portray.
It's not even that there could be better, it's that there should be a better way.
Yeah,
Because...
there should be.
Yeah.
I think there is. It's just
Is there, though?
I think they're just a bit slow. I think they're just a bit slow, and they don't take it seriously enough.
Like,
They
I
don't
feel like
give-
it's the
they don't
two
give
ends of
people-
the extreme, right? Like, it's
I don't
like...
think they. Sorry, I don't think they give enough trust and like respect to like teenagers growing up, so they treat them as childs. Like
Childs?
I corrected myself.
Childs? Wait, did you say childs instead of children?
But it's literally the two ends of the extreme, though, right? Like, it's like sex education in school, which is like very like, this is what the different body parts are, and here are a bunch of STIs you can get. And then there's porn, which is like some really intense, like, full-on
It's-
degrading women,
well,
bloody...
Another thing is,
It's such a big world.
It's more so, again, centered around the male gaze as well. Like, all porn, nearly all porn, is centered around the male gaze. There's not much where it's not about... It's towards males. Like, that's the whole point. Like, it's not... I can't think.
Targeted... He's
Okay,
saying,
what's
like,
the stati-
targeted audience is primarily...
Yeah, that's-
that.
What's the
one.
statistics?
That's the target.
What's-
The targeting on is male for pretty much all porn.
What's the statistics of male to female ratio of what?
So it's 70 to 30. So 70% of the audience of pornography is male, and 30% is female.
Is that...
Do you think because guys have like usually higher sex drives?
Usually. I feel like.
I'm not sure. It's a
I don't know if
it's a weird thing to talk about because obviously everyone is so different, right? Like I know people with like almost zero sex drive, both male and female, but then I know other people with insanely high sex drives that are both male and female.
Like, do you think it's actually that males have higher sex drives, or is that females are taught to not openly
Fuck it.
express?
I was just about to say that. I think it's a bit of like
I think
society.
it's a bit of
deems-
biology.
Society deems that being like women watching porn is bad. Not bad,
Yeah.
but different and not,
Or
not
like
as accepted as
even
much.
even women being sexually like explorative, like exploring their sexuality and owning it is a bit stigmatized.
Yeah, it's a bit hush-hush, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they don't want to be seen as a slut or
I was just going to say, society,
Because
there's
of
very
the
much a
thing.
stigma around females and talking about anything to do with sex or anything sex-related is just very badly stigmatized. Whereas for males, it's pretty much the opposite, I think, right?
yeah, it's very much comfortable. I think.
Yeah, I think there's a change happening. I definitely think there's a change happening in society in the last, I don't know, 5, 10
I'd
years.
say the last 20,
Well, our
30
generation
years,
coming
to be
through.
honest.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of change happening always, but in particular to do with the porn industry, the problem is with it, it's rapidly growing, and there's so many different
Well,
types.
OnlyFans is a thing now.
Exactly right. OnlyFans is a thing where we talked about our episode last week about parasocial relationships. There's a massive, plays a massive part in porn, or it's not even porn. Forming those relationships can affect people in different ways, such as forming real relationships in their life and affect their emotions and sexual drives, I guess.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right.
Does anyone else have anything to add on parasocial relationships with porn? Like people,
Kai, do you feel you've ever
can be
had a
addicted to
parasocial relationship with a porn star?
no, I haven't.
Kai?
Well, I feel like a lot of people do it because they're lonely, maybe.
I don't think I have a parasocial relationship with porn stars. Like, I definitely have preference, but I don't fucking
You don't
think I'm.
you don't go out of your way just to view the one or two people.
No.
Okay. So you also definitely don't see yourself as like friends or anything with any of the porn stars you watch.
No, I don't.
Me and Malkova and I are pretty close.
Oh yeah.
I don't even know who that is.
What the f***?
No chance you don't know who me and Malkova is. He's just saying. I would like to
He's
add.
a fucking shadow alpha
I'd like to
male.
add for reference. He's just saying this because he's on the podcast right now. He 100% knows who me and Malkova is.
I legit don't
No,
know.
you
Lana-
probably do. You
Lana-
just don't
Lana
know who
Roses.
she is. Like, as in, you know
This
who
is-
she is, but you don't. Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway,
Oh, she's a porn star for anyone.
I wanted to add to the argument that porn creates unrealistic expectations of people, both men and
not just
female.
people, the experience as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So like this come from like body shaming. Like you have to look a certain way because like porn stars look that way. You have to do certain tasks that way because that's the way. Like because there's not much education around it, right? Like,
Agreed.
and it's not talked about enough because it's a private matter. And I think it needs to be more normalized so that people know it's a safe space to talk about and experience different ways. Like people have different niches, and that's okay. But you don't have to perform to a certain level because porn says you have to.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, I think it's really damaging for as we were talking about. It's mainly targeted at males. I think it's really bad for females watching porn because then it sets an expectation for what women have to do, and it's really not like that.
And, like, I've heard of stories, like, people, like, their partner may be horny in the other room, but they go and jerk off in the other room because, I don't know, because they prefer to...
Because it's easier. Sometimes, like, masturbation can be easier than doing the act of
making.
lovemaking. But that all comes down to communication. Like, you need to communicate with your partner, saying, "Look, I'm just too tired."
I'm gonna go.
And then and then it comes down to the other other partner saying how that makes them feel if they're too tired to. It all comes down to communication.
But how would you feel if your partner went and rather jerk themselves
you'd be annoyed,
off
but you tell them.
have sex with you?
You'd be like, "Why?" Well, maybe you could maybe you could jerk them off. Like maybe you could like perform on them. I don't know.
Okay, an interesting point.
It's it's one of those things though, right? Where it's porn doesn't teach you about any of those things. There's no like openly communicating about what you like or
Yeah,
you don't
legit.
like.
Hey.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe they need to make more realistic porn. Like it's so far fetched. Like
Yeah,
step
Right.
siblings
No,
and
the best one by far.
stuck in the laundry.
Is the stuck underneath the table, the laundry, behind the couch, bro.
Like it's so unrealistic. There's no like some have foreplay, right? But some like it's just so unrealistic, and it needs to be more educational. It needs to stop creating such a false reality.
So you think that porn should be banned? You don't like that porn?
Look, I think there's a lot of negatives, and we'll continue to talk about the negatives. I don't think there's that many positives.
Yeah, look.
I don't think it should be banned because it comes down to consumerism, and
Comes down to
we can have it if
knowing that's
education-
not what you should expect from sex.
yeah, exactly. Like they'll make it and be like, oh, you don't have to watch it.
Look,
It's the same with parasocial relationships. You got to know where you stand and know the realistic world limitations. You know.
the thing about it though, right? I've never seen any like porn that's ever given off the illusion that it's not like a production, right?
Yeah.
Like unless it's like some disgusting amateur stuff, but like it's always
disgusting amateur stuff.
no, like it's like recorded on like some
Real
old
deal,
ass
bro. It's
iPhone.
Disgusting.
iPhone 4, and it's just fucking like, just like 240p. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Yeah,
anything that's not
I'm just being a
recorded on someone's Snapchat is normally like some high production, like full on camera crew. Like, it's always presented as like a production piece, right? Like it's
Like
it's a piece of
It's like a dream.
consumer media.
fever
Yeah.
dream.
like
it's like a fantasy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
This list leads into our next topic. It can be a good thing and a bad thing, but it creates like a escape for people. What's the word? Escapism.
Yeah,
Like,
it sets
it creates
like
that-
really unrealistic expectation of the whole thing, and
And it can be used as like an outlet, right? Like it's your escape from your current world, right? And I think this leads into addiction. Like people use that as an escape, and because they are getting like endorphins, and after they like ejaculate and whatever, or comes, but like those endorphins.
Why'd you say it like that?
Ejaculate and/or
Come.
come.
Yes. If they ejaculated, or yes, come.
What else am I meant to say?
yeah.
If they did a splurge.
Oh yes, so cummy, yummy in my tummy.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's what I was saying. So this can it is a big like addiction problem, I think, and I think there's lots of problems that are occurring that we might not even realize, because I don't think porn has been around for that long, right?
No, but like, what about porno?
Not in its.
It's
Porno man.
Yeah, but it's different, completely
it's been-
different,
no,
right?
but it's the medium
what's the word
changed.
for it?
The medium's changed.
Yeah, the mediums.
The medium's changed, but the idea is the same.
It's
right?
exactly right.
Exactly.
But what happens with these parasocial relationships?
It's more accessible now, I think, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
I feel like there hasn't been like enough. Like there's research to show that porn is addictive, and there was a research done that shows that it can affect grey matter and can diminish grey
What's
matter
grey
in
matter?
men. So grey matter is what makes up your brain. With this and that grey matter breakdown can lead to bipolar, schizophrenia, and Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
So if I
right.
watched porn too much, I'm gonna get Alzheimer's.
Yeah, that study was done on people that men often watch porn. So it actually has like an increased chance to like diminish
That's right. If
grey
you're
matter.
addicted to porn, guys, just know that you're probably going to end up with Alzheimer's.
Oh,
No, I'm just saying increase your risk, definitely, 100%. I think addiction is it's a harsh. Like I don't think you have to be addicted for that to happen either. I think it's just often used. I think it's like 5 to 7 times a week. It's often.
Right.
Well, 5 to 7 times a week is every day.
Or just about, yeah.
Yeah, but porn addiction you could be doing it like 5 to 7 times a day.
Wouldn't your dick go red?
There would be.
Not gonna lie,
I mean, when you're
boys.
addicted, you don't care, right?
I
You just
do it-
keep.
Like, if I do it too much, it starts to hurt when I come. I don't know about you boys.
I've never done it so much that it hurts.
Well, it doesn't
I'm
hurt.
like
but it
coming.
doesn't-
I'm like
doesn't-
coming nails or something.
I feel like your body would not want you to do it if
Yeah.
it hurts. But like, just stop.
Yeah,
But that's-
Stop doing this to
That's
me.
not.
That's the whole
an
point of the addiction, right?
Yeah. Addiction's like, hey, maybe I should stop. There's no that thought in addiction.
in the diction.
Dick. Nice. That's sick. Good
It's a
one.
dick in the sick in the wick, bro.
Anyway, Doss.
Okay. So I wanted to bring on to our next topic. How does it affect the society's mental health? How does porn affect
I
society's
need
mental
to the
health?
biggest shit. So I will be back in I don't know how long.
Okay, thank you, Kai.
You are the worst member to have on a
Yeah.
podcast.
No,
ever.
it just came. It's like
Okay, go do your shit, mate.
I'm sorry, okay.
Oh my god. Holy shit, man.
We continuing?
I think so. Because
Why
this
not?
guy, I don't care about it.
Okay, Doss.
Holy shit! Wait, can we clip that in?
Oh my god, we're keeping that
It's the
in.
first thing you hear.
Oh my god.
All right. So, yeah, addiction. We're talking about the impacts of mental health. Has anyone done any research into?
Well, what
Right.
you said earlier, right? The grey matter being affected, right?
Yeah, that definitely
Yeah, so
increases.
like obviously that's a part of stresses of watching porn, right?
I definitely think it increases anxiety and
What about social
pressure on people. Yeah, it creates this false reality, right? That you have to talk to him in a certain way and have to do certain acts.
I don't know if it does that. I think what it gives you is completely unrealistic expectations of how situations are going to turn out. And so I think you act accordingly as to how you think you should get to those situations rather than just letting a situation or a moment occur naturally as it normally would.
Definitely.
Much porn, sex won't be as good because you paint an image without even doing it on purpose of what you expect the sex to be like, and sometimes, and most of the times, it doesn't live up to that expectation.
And do you know why? Because porn comes a part of like your sexual experience, and
Comes.
Yes, thank you. Are you fit?
how many
but
times are you going to make that joke in this?
But on that same note, right, relating it back to mental health, if you've got this perception on how sex is meant to be from porn, how like you're meant to perform, how it's meant to feel, all those sort of things based on what porn's shown you, then like that could negatively impact your self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Probably
you're like, why
negatively
isn't my
impacted.
girlfriend or my partner reacting like she reacts?
Yeah, 100%.
Because
Why?
like most girls don't come during sex. That's not talked about in porn, is it?
Yeah,
Like, when the
like
fuck-
not through vaginal sex anyway.
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly,
through like other
exactly.
means, but
Like,
yeah.
but men have the stigma of should be able to make a girl come from just pee.
Yeah, like if I have a 12-inch penis and I can just keep ramming it into her and then she'll come,
Yeah.
right? Like that's the perception porn paints for
That's
you.
how it works.
And also that you last like 20,000 hours.
Yeah, you got to last like
And that-
30 hours.
And an also unrealistic like idea of what vaginas look like.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah, 100%.
Vaginas
They
look so
come in all
different.
shapes and sizes in reality, but in porn,
Yeah.
they're all just this one.
Creates body
Fucking
shaming 100%.
Kink thing.
So,
I think all those things contribute to the mental health.
mental
impact.
health, yeah, definitely.
True.
Addiction, isolation. Some people feel isolated. Increased aggression. Disoriented beliefs, perceptions about relationships.
So 49% of women and 55% of men said that porn was a main source of sex education.
That's a lot of people.
Sorry, 55% of men and 34% of women.
Well, there you go. Viewing porn tricks your brain. It releases dopamine.
So same as like
Much
gambling.
an addiction drug by triggering
A chemical reaction within inside
increasing.
your brain.
It gets more and more the more you watch it.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
becomes,
which is
it becomes like an
most
addictive
addictions.
drug. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with all addictions, right? Same as gambling, and there's still that dopamine release every time you hit the pokies, the slap.
There you go. Look, so some of the positive effects of porn is it makes people less repressed about sex, so making them more open-minded, increasing tolerance of other people's sexualities.
Yeah, I think the good thing about porn is that
Providing
world to
educational-
explore.
So I guess it's good in educational because you can be like, hey, let's try a new move or let's try something. Let's go look on.
I mean,
Yeah, I
there's
think-
also a bunch of books to read. You don't have to like.
Yeah, but who the f*** wants to read a book?
True. Who
man?
reads?
I want to see
Nobody
it in
reads
action,
anymore.
baby. I want to see it in action.
It's a lot of education, a lot of information quickly. I think it's good because you can explore your sexuality a lot and discover new kinks that you like or like haven't thought of before.
But do those things outweigh like some of the negatives? Like there's some that we haven't even touched on, like the fact that there's no like safe sex talks in any of porn, right? Like how often do you see a condom in porn?
Literally never. What's a condom?
Ugh. And like a lot of porn like teeters on that line of like consent, not consent, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like these weird like, oh, we should just do it, you know? Like again, really
It's like with
weird
real estate
things that-
agents. Like, you shouldn't be hitting on your real estate agents and she's not just going to f*** you showing a house.
Yeah, or if your stepmom is stuck inside the dishwasher, you shouldn't just stick it inside of it. Like, it's the same thing, right? Like, it's so f***ed up. Like,
Yeah,
you're
I
just
think
condoning
comes back to
rape
that
in that
And
scenario.
also, it also comes down to people's understanding of what's real and what's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that
Much
false
like
sense of
anything.
like unrealistic expectations.
It's like
and I
playing.
think that's
It's like playing a violent video game as well. Like, you shouldn't, like GTA. You shouldn't be running around robbing
But I
cars.
think,
telling people
like,
that.
I think there's been studies to show that like it's an increased chance that like you're going to become violent when you play more violent video games.
I don't know, because there'd be a lot.
I thought I've
more
heard
people.
like contradictory research into that.
True.
A lot of
I feel
people.
like
Do you know how many people play like Call of Duty and fucking like all that shit? There's millions and millions of people. I would like to see the percentage of them having.
I don't see how exposing to content cannot.
It could have the
increase your
opposite
chance.
effect, though.
I think it depends on how it's presented, right? A lot of the times in video games, it's presented to this extremely unrealistic scenario that like no one would ever find himself in.
Okay,
Whereas
but sometimes porn
like,
does the same
teeters
thing.
on the world of realism sometimes. Like a lot of it teeters on that, like, oh,
Yeah,
I
but
could be there. I could be with my.
So does video games. though.
Not really. I don't think I'm ever going to be on the front lines with a rifle in World War II, so I don't know about that one, but...
No, but people have.
But, you know, I definitely could be screwing my aunt bent over in a dishwasher.
No. But there's like people hiding from getting caught by putting a shade lamp over their head, like just standing in plain sight. Like, yeah, they're playing on how dumb it is.
What are we
Like,
talking
there's
about, boys?
porn.
I think to go back on the mental health part, I think it does create a lot of anxiety and pressure, like performance pressure, like Kai was saying about long lasting.
Now, what steps can we do to better ourselves in regards to the porn?
You just not watch as much porn.
Yeah, no set limit.
I think you just need to. I think you need to have a self reflection.
I know there's
Am I
people
okay?
that don't watch porn at all, and they build up imaginary shit in their head and just jerk off to that. But I can't do that.
Well,
I can't just jerk off to imaginary shit.
talking about people that don't jerk off, do you guys know what NoFap is?
No.
I have heard that, like NoFap November and that.
No. I'm talking about. I don't even want to get into it, but it's essentially
Immediately.
that porn is just the worst thing in the fucking world. Essentially,
I think there's a lot of negatives with it. I think there's definitely way more
Yeah,
negatives.
there is.
However, the positives is it's like this massive business, right? It creates so much jobs and opportunities, and I think it probably the porn industry is probably not the safest to work in
Absolutely not.
for women if you're a woman, because there'd be a lot of assaults and putting
There'd be a lot of
uncomfortable
predatory stuff too.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get a porn star on. Tell us about their experience. I don't know. Is there a porn star listening? Contact us. But I feel like, I don't think there's many positives.
No.
Yeah, I would agree.
I mean,
The negatives definitely would outweigh the positives in relation to porn.
I think the only good thing I have is education, and that's not even...
Yeah, but
good thing.
Are we all going to stop watching porn?
No, probably not.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
But I feel like you could.
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
could.
but like we're not. I don't think I'm addicted. I don't think. But like,
I don't think it has that negative impact on us if you have it in moderation.
Yeah, but
have
do you understand how are we to dictate? Not.
Yeah, I know.
Like other people are going to view themselves as, I don't have an issue.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, have any of you fellas had it negatively impact your life, or have you ever had like a dependency on it?
I feel like it's
'Cause-
impacted my sex.
Yeah, I've definitely had it where it's impacted my sex, and I've also had it where I was in a really bad state mentally, and it was the only way I could sleep.
Yeah, 100%. It's a weird thing because it does bring out those different brain activity, those endorphins and dopamine that go. I feel like some people can that might be their only chance to feel those dopamine and endorphins. And that can put them in a really rough spot.
But also, it acts as a source to get dopamine from when you have no other sources to get dopamine from. So that can also be a positive in a way. So at least
But I feel like you just...
you have an outlet.
if you could find another way. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I just think you need to do it in moderation and not have unrealistic... understand that there are unrealistic expectations being shown to you.
Which is
That's
interesting.
very far-fetched.
Because, that caveat is literally like calling it a drug. It's like, yeah, look, in moderation, it's okay for you.
Yeah,
right?
it says, look, there's no exact data for how many hours you can watch porn without the activity causing harm, but as per experts, spending around 4 hours a week to watch porn is okay.
4
That's a lot.
hours of porn per week. God,
That's a lot.
And that's okay.
That's a lot of porn.
Okay, guys,
That's
we're
a
all
lot
good.
of
Don't worry
porn.
about it.
One should keep in mind. It says, however, one should keep in mind not to stay glued to the screen for 4 straight hours. They should divide it through.
Damn, I was gonna smash my 4 hours a week. Just
Dude, I was going to do my marathon.
one session.
Have my
like Lord of the Rings fucking director's cut.
That's such a long time.
Do you get snacks for your porn sesh as well? Like,
Oh my god.
It's okay. So if anyone is listening and watching 4 hours of porn, man,
Not
you
all
got
at once, not all
I
at
feel
once.
Not all at once, hopefully.
take a break, man. But anything over 4 hours, 4 hours, 1 minute, you got a problem.
Wait,
Get out,
GQ
get
has
off
an
it.
article.
Yeah,
There's
it
an
is.
article as 10 reasons why you should quit porn. 1 in 5 people who regularly watch porn admitted to feeling controlled by their own sexual desires.
That's interesting.
They're controlled.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Almost 50% of those on NoFap have never had sex in their lives, meaning their only experiences with intimacy is purely digital. After committing to no masturbation/porn, 60% of those on NoFap felt like their sexual functions have improved.
That's an interesting one.
And 67% had increased energy levels as well as productivity.
Yeah, have you guys heard about that? That like workplaces are bringing in like masturbation break.
What the hell?
You
I
guys-
must have missed that one.
Hey boys, go crank one.
Yeah, not even joking. Bring in like and it increased like their productivity by like 40% or
No,
something.
but they're saying this article is saying that it's not by not jerking off. They've increased their activity. Their
I'm not even joking.
productivity by 67%.
I think it's a UK study.
I thought it tires you out, or like.
You know how
Crazy.
awkward that conversation would be? Your boss comes up, alright, your turn, go take your crank break.
Wait, have you had your crank break, dude? Have you had it?
Mate,
It's like a
that's
drink
why.
break.
That's why. Fucking. What was that statistic on?
Yeah, look, the study found that 40% of employees in New York already just take such breaks, and 39%
Oh, they
male,
they're
or
already taking
31%.
Crank breaks are already a thing that's being legalised, you know?
And so it's like kind of like a smoke break, but it's proven to increase the productivity and creativity of the employees.
Well, there you go.
that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, kinda nuts.
Ha! What a jokester!
The only other thing I'd probably bring up is like the whole pandemic in
Yeah.
relation to it.
True.
Like, I remember someone saying that like Pornhub had a 24% increase, like at the peak of the pandemic.
Well, what else are you meant to do, Josh? You
I mean,
can't even
exactly,
interact with
right?
humans.
Like, you can't interact with anyone outside of your house, so you're just stuck at home. And then
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to form a parasocial relationship with my favourite porn star. She's my friend.
yeah, I mean, if that's how you
Because-
get your
And
friendship,
I
know what?
can
Quota
fantasize
for
with
the
all
day.
the things I want about it.
Throughout these hard times, so...
but yeah,
Look-
like maybe people are using it as a form of like stress relief or I guess sexual outlet because they just didn't have access to it during the pandemic in those lockdown situations.
Oh, that's why they made that, like, you can have that sex buddy.
What?
What are they called?
No.
Like, single people can have
Yeah,
the...
the
singles
single
buddy.
bubble.
They didn't have that
Fucking
originally though.
Sex buddy.
It's not sex, buddy.
Well, it's the same thing. Is it not
And
the same
also,
thing?
that could be like an Australian specific thing, right? Like I'm not sure if that exists.
Single-
in-
single-
I feel like... I feel like it would affect your mental health even, like, more if you didn't have a physical person. Like, if you could form a porn addiction in lockdown
Yeah, definitely.
because you don't see anyone
And many
and you got
people,
nothing to do.
many people don't have addictions, but many people have porn habits. They find it very hard to quit watching porn because it's hard to kick habits. Not that it's an
Yeah.
addiction.
Okay, guys, if you've experienced any porn addiction or anything, let us know. And
Or if there's any
we'll say get help.
hot porns out at the moment, just DM us, link it.
Hopefully you take away something from this episode. If not anything, just a laugh, because we just wanted to normalise the conversation around, talk about it, and, you know, create a change. Get more educated.
Absolutely.
Alright,
For sure.
peace and love from the Couch Project.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, quickly. follow our socials and
Say thank
check
you.
out our
No
giveaway if you
worries.
wanted some free
And
stuff.
say thank
Alright,
you to
love
Josh.
Thanks, Josh, for coming on. I
Thanks,
really
Josh.
appreciate you.
Josh, you're a sexy
Alright,
man.
peace and love. Bye.
Wow, they nailed that outro. Seriously, thank you guys for sticking around. Love you, Greg.